And we are live. Hey, everybody. I am Haley Gray, and I have my friend, Kimberly Kasparian here, the Success Genie. Welcome, Kim.
Hello. Thanks for having me here, Haley. Hi, guys.
This is going to be fun. We're going to be talking about sorting out the real ones who actually know their shit from the ones who don't have a clue. Let's do
Yeah,
this.
we're going to get.
So we are live, and I am so sorry. I rudely interrupted you. So we are going to go diving deep into the weeds here, dealing with how do you know when you're dealing with people who actually know what they're doing versus people who don't have a bleeping clue? Because you and I have been chatting in the DM for weeks about this, months.
Yeah, we have.
About,
Yes.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, you guys would love to be flies on the wall when we're talking on our DMs, man. It's like we should be our own like sitcom show, I think. We could be our own talk
It
show, but
should
like
be.
sitcom. Yeah. Yeah.
It should be, because I was telling Kim, lately I've been redoing some websites and gutting websites and redoing them. And you can have a beautiful website and it's never going to be able to convert. Or it's going to take so long to load, or it's going to have all these problems. And, the problem is it looked pretty. And how do you sort out the person who knew what they were doing from the one who doesn't?
That's the question. I've been going, and Haley, you do it from the marketing side. I deal with it on the coaching side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love you're one of my dream team members, and I love my marketers, but I just don't know how to say it other than saying it. Marketing is not the only thing that grows a business. And if you don't have a foundation under you, a personal foundation, a lifestyle foundation, you can get sucked into the wrong marketing for you and lose a lot of freaking money. And I'm just tired of hearing the stories about $50,000, $100,000 on credit cards for coaching that never really actualized, or you went to all the programs and you flew across the country or you flew across the pond 3 or 4 times and you didn't get your ROI.
And you felt really good about it until you had to declare bankruptcy.
That's me, and I've, my story, for those of you that met me, everyone loves my story because it's going to be a book and a movie one day. But my husband and I on our wedding day found out we were embezzled millions of dollars and were AMC hammer broke on our wedding day. So I get it, right? And the thing is, and I am the business coach who knew everybody, and it was a very complicated Ponzi scheme that it took the FBI like 3 years to figure out how he did what he did. But still, so I understand life happens, but no, you shouldn't have to go bankrupt because you invested in your coaching. No.
No.
Yeah. And I'm not going to knock the coaches because the programs could have been fantastic. People jumped in them too early, or they weren't the right thing to ever help them get what they wanted.
Right.
And that there's a whole evolution, and the info market, right? The info market, with the launch of the internet and online e-commerce, which is fabulous. It's got everyone seduced into, I just sit here, type a few things, pay for a few ads, and my millions come in. I love it because I'm all about sustainable business and passive income and leverageable income. Mm-hmm. But if I just hear one more person who wants to quit their job or, is tired of whatever because their business isn't set up to serve them, well, I just want passive income. Like, I'm going to lose it because passive income is great. That's the goal, right? Not to get out of earned income into passive income. But in business, passive isn't passive. And that's really? I know I'm talking. Because I'm the one, when you say you want passive income, I'm the one who hands you over to Haley. Like, really, like, talk to Haley and let her tell you what's involved in passive. If you still want to do it, we will do it. But it's a lot of upfront work, and it's
massive.
Well, and so this is something, my message to you guys and the why, I tell everyone is success is your birthright and trust your instincts. I call it your inner genie, right? Never lies to you. You might not understand everything coming at you, but if your inner knowing is telling you to go left when everyone's going right, you're not crazy. Go to the left, right? The door is always to the left.
100%.
And I remember after the embezzlement, being everything that you would imagine, knowing that, okay, I need that because it was my real estate portfolio. I had 2 companies at once. I had my coaching company, built my wealth, invested it over there, was having things set up, putting the setting up so my husband could manage it, blah, blah, blah. Didn't happen. But I had to close down my original coaching company to protect us from the fallout from that. And I still needed to earn a living, and I loved my coaching, and my coaching didn't suffer, like my abilities didn't suffer. So we created a new business. And this was about the time when e-commerce was all the thing. And what I love about technology is it levels the playing field. What used to take a lot of money and a lot of people to do, with technology, solopreneurs can get in the game and play with the big boys and girls like everybody else. So I was committed to learning this online thing, thinking, well, I have to grow up now. I have to be all like 2000-ish instead of like missing my 8 tracks. That's another story for another day. So I'm learning and I'm absorbing. I had a coach and I'm absorbing all of this until I heard, this is 2006, Henry Gold. If any of you guys are from earlier in the e-commerce journey, Henry Gold was one of the pioneers of the e-commerce platform. And I was listening to, I guess, I don't know what was a podcast back then, but his audio, he was teaching. And he said, every person in your email is worth $1.50. Well, I heard that, and it was like, in the movies, like where you go, like where the camera zooms in, like, what? I shut my computer down. I told my husband, I'm out. He said, what do you mean? I go, I just heard all this work that I'm doing, typing, learning how to do email, blah, 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 is worth $1.50. I said, I'm going to go spend $2.50, have a cup of coffee, come back home with a $10,000 client. I'll see you later. And go now almost 20 years. And I have people in affiliate marketing, which is a fabulous model. I don't think it's but I consider it more of an annuity than an immediate cash maker. Coaches, friends of mine, colleagues that I respect, who have been starting this 6 years. 6 years before they've gotten a meaningful, like, I can live off of it return. Okay. Which is fine. I would consider that an annuity, right? Retirement. But why I'm bringing this up is I see a lot of newer business owners or 6-figure business owners who want to go to 7 and they want to do it quickly, jumping into business models that are like 3 steps ahead of where they are.
Ouch.
Or not built to give them the immediate cash flow revenue they need to support the life that they love and build that annuity style business that they want. And that's what I call the gaps. And Kelly, you and I have talked so much about this. And it's like, if you want to go on whatever, right? It's like, I consider like life and business like Disneyland, right? An amusement park. You don't like Disneyland, pick the park that you love the best.
Right.
Being a business owner and knowing how to you apply the principles of success, it's like we're given an all-season pass to the amusement park of our dreams that allows us to go on any ride we're ready for. And if we're honest with ourselves about what we're ready for and what we can do, and it's aligned with the outcome we want, I love being a business owner. I love watching business owners realize they can do anything they want, how they want, when they want, regardless of their circumstances, when they know how to put one foot in front of the other and build the bridge over any obstacles that they have. But I think what you and I were talking about is this conveyor belt approach to growing revenue, or it's especially prevalent in the coaching world. I'm sure I deal with brick and mortar like you do. I deal with all kinds of businesses. So, but it's like, and I'm the one who will play with the law of averages. Usually, traditionally, a brick and mortar business takes 3 to 5 years to hit profit level. We both are geniuses at breaking that law of averages and helping people make money right away. But there's a lot of misinformation. And I'm seeing a lot of businesses not growing, and I'm also seeing a lot of 7-figure earners miserable, stressed out, burning their businesses down, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, that's not how we do that. And if you wanted to get that stressed, you go back to a job and make a lot more money, have perks, have PTO, have a 401k, and have 6 weeks of vacation a year. So I'm here with you because, we don't, like, if we're going to talk about it, we're going to jump in and fix it. So I'm just like saying that's not the way. That's not, if you're going to have a business, it's wonderful. If you're just starting, figure out how to make it to support you right now, and a tangible way for you to scale it from where you are to where you want to go your way. Because anything less is just a waste of time and a waste of money. So that's my 2 cents, Haley.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. And one of the things that I see a lot with brand new business owners, especially in the online space, is unrealistic expectations. And I think that some of it is, there's a lot of things that you're being sold. Like, I had somebody in my DMs today trying to sell me this. Yeah, you can instantly close $7,000 clients. And I kind of was like, seriously? Here we go again, right? More of it, and it's this conveyor belt approach. And I mean, the problem is that there's so much stuff that sounds too good to be true, either in the marketing space or in the coaching space. And if it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. If you're starting from zero, you're not going to make 100K in 90 days. Sorry. It just not. If you don't have connections and you don't have a network and you don't have people you talk to, and you've never built a business and you've never done any of this stuff, it's probably not going to happen, no matter how well you want it to. Unless you're willing to really get out there and smile and dial and talk to 8 million people.
Well, even because some people really will do that. They can do that. But to what you're saying,
such a small percentage.
Yeah, and I don't think, and here's the thing, whoever's doing this, I think there's a better way for everybody to play. Because like one of the, some of my bigger clients, because my job is basically once they're already starting and now they realize they've got more to do than they have day, what do they delegate safely and appropriately? And as people get to a certain point, or they start, because if they're not like you and I, they don't have fun getting in front of new people. They love serving people that have already agreed to work with them. So it's not a bad idea to outsource like their marketing or their lead generation. But what I'm seeing is, I love my appointment setters, and there's some really great ones out there, and they fit certain businesses. Oh, we can bring you like 400 leads a month. Who needs 400 leads a month? But okay. And there's like, people aren't understanding leads aren't necessarily prospects, and prospects aren't necessarily buyers. And if you don't understand the sales process, it sounds great. And even if you have the money, the budget for that, if you don't have an offer that works and that you can deliver with ethics, with confidence, and get people results.
Shocking.
It's like putting like, 100% wine into a cracked carafe, and you wonder why the carafe is empty, and where's the part, where's the wine, and something's getting
on the floor.
And I don't think it has to be, because why I am so passionate about building relationships, and you and I will talk about that too, because I'm like, I talk about relationships because it's the first step to scaling your business.
100%.
Right. So people hear me about relationships, and I have to do a better job of talking about why I'm talking about relationships, or why it's a must have, not a like to have. But the thing is, like you said, can you go out and in 90 days do 100K? Yes. If you have a community, connections, you have a real solid offer and capacity to deliver and enjoy your life at the same time. Those three things are like, don't always align. And I'm seeing people jump into marketing before they even know who they are, what they are, or what business model they really want to drive in. It's like a car, right? You might like the Corvette, you might like a big SUV, but until you get behind the wheel and know how it feels to handle it, you might change your mind,
100%.
So,
and I see a lot of people hop into a website or a funnel before they have their offer nailed down, and before they've sold the first one of their offer. So, it might be an iteration or similar to something, but if you haven't sold anything even remotely similar, then why are we spending thousands of dollars literally building a funnel to drive ads to it to try to get it to convert? And it's that, once again, you're putting, the cart before the horse, and it's doomed to failure. But, I think that people are being sold this idea of passive income on, you can make, a course and turn it into passive income. Well, I'm here to tell you that a lot of people are making a lot of money building workbooks and funnels and courses, but never a single one was ever sold.
Yeah, one of our other fellow coaches was talking about master seller rights or something.
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
If that doesn't tell you what I think about them.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm just ready to say the whole, like, I'm all about, Haley, have you ever played the game, Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game? Have you ever played that game? It's a great, guys. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He created a game called Cash Flow. Buy it, play it with your kids. We used to play it with our clients. We used to get together and do workshops and play it. So they have actual experiential experience, like managing money, and like the whole name of the game is to get out of the rat race and into like hear everyone doing. And I'm here to tell you it's true. It's possible. It's not pie in the sky. But there is a gap between 100%. Where you are and what we're talking about and where you want to be. And here's the thing. When you see all the, and we didn't have this back in my day. We did not have the influencers that we have now. We did not have technology to make it so easy to allow people to get into the game of business. But a lot of these influencers or bigger coaches or book write authors and all that, like Alex Hormozi, Anthony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki. There's a lot more that I can say, but I think Alex Hormozi is the best, latest, freshest face. And he's all the rage and telling everyone, you can do this too. When it all came out and everyone was all going gaga over Alex, I'm like, listen, bravo that he's getting you guys to think big and all that, and it's wonderful. But understand where he is coming from. Alex made his money buying businesses. That's how Alex made his million. He'd buy a business. He knew how to manage them. He was really great with relationships, would grow them, either sell them and buy a new business or start collecting businesses. Maybe some of us collect shoes or baseball caps.
Right, 100%.
He made his bread and butter money. So then he's like, well, I've got money. I'm doing really great. I want to go help the masses. And hey, I'm really good at making more money. Why not make more money and help the masses? So he started packaging up not only his knowledge, but generic knowledge, which is all the rage these days, right? The AI creators, and you have knowledge for knowledge. And bravo, he had the funds, but also he had the relationship. So the biggest craze was he went with Amazon or the bestseller. He went like in one day to the, he broke the internet with his whatever he was doing, his challenge, and he wasn't selling anything, but he was selling something, but he was giving away a lot of information. And everyone's trying to be the next Alex Hormozy. But what got lost is he had about 150 affiliates, like big high-level influencers who had like large 10,000K, 20,000K active followers. And he organized them all together to launch this big event. Could you do that? Absolutely, you could. Do you know how to do that? That's the issue. And that brings us back to what Haley and I are talking about. How do you know who can teach you how to grow? And who's just selling you really great snake oil that looks great and is going to go down really hard? So, Haley, what are your thoughts about that? What, from your perspective, because I will never tell somebody they can't have what they want. I'd be the first one to back them, but I'm like, what's the plan?
Right. Usually, somebody says, hey, I want to do a book. It's like, okay, so what's the goal with the book? What are you trying to actually do with the book? Or I want to do Google Ads. Okay, so why are we doing Google Ads? Help me understand what we're doing here. What is our goal? What is our end game? What does success look like here? And, it's interesting because a lot of times people think, oh, I want passive income because it sounded easy. Oh, but did you know you were also going to have to do these things in order to have whatever launch, whatever passive income, whatever? And they're like, oh, and it can be really deceptive in the online space because, you think you're copying me, for instance. Well, okay, go ahead. But have you been around as long, and do you have as many followers? So when you see like an Alex Hormozy do something, you need to look really deeply into what he's actually doing and how he's actually doing it and what it took to get there, and decide if you're really, really willing to do that, and if it makes sense for you at the end of the day. Because I think a lot of times, I will tell people this jokingly all the time, you could build the world's most massive sales funnel for your business. Just grow a Facebook group to 77,000 members. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then, but that's the point, right? It's not necessarily the right choice for everybody, because it might not lead to a joyful life. It might not lead to you wanting to live your business further. Maybe find a better way.
Yeah, I feel like I'm talking to my twin, Haley. That's my advice. I totally agree. And when people come to me, and I work with business owners, and I don't advertise it, but if people come to me and they say, Kim, I want to do better in my career, like, it's not that I will say no. If they fit, I will work with them. But usually the mistake that I see people making is they go into a business because they want to make more money. Okay.
Yep.
But then it's like we have a conversation about what kind of lifestyle do they want to have, and that's you can have a business with any kind of lifestyle you want, but usually people pick a business model that's not aligned with the life they really want to lead. That's mistake number one.
100%.
Then the second thing that just gets me like ready to break out into hives and like scream like at the top of my lungs is that when I hear, well, when I get there, I'll go live the life that I want. When I make the money, I'll make the changes that I need to make. And that just makes me want to scream, because that is just guaranteeing you'll never make the money, because you have to live the life that is authentically yours before the money will come. That's the fastest way I know. And I'm talking with all my business brains, like
100%.
Look stupid compared to what I know. But when you honestly own the life that you want to lead, and then like Haley and I are saying the same thing from different sides of the equation, because I don't do the inner deep dive marketing and I don't build the technology that she does. always start with what do you want? And I always say start with the feeling first. Because what I hear people say, and they call me the Success Genie, because when you actually implement what I give to you, things just show up. Like, you're like a genie, Kim. I'm like, I know, and so are you. But it starts with saying what you really want, not what you think it takes to get it.
Right.
So if you want 10, 20, 30, $40,000 a month coming into your business and or home, okay, that's great. Before you go sign up for the marketing, or you go ask Haley to build you a funnel from here to like Freeport,
right?
Ask yourself, how do you want to experience your life, or how do you want to experience your, 6 to 8 hours a day? That is going to, what I always say, like, it just chops the ends off of the ham and it leaves you with the tenderloin, which is the part of the what you want. That will take out like 95% of the options that'll never work for you.
Right.
It allows you to focus in the handful of really great choices that would give you what you want. And then we look at your circumstances, like, okay, great, that's where you're going. Yes, that aligns with where you want to go. But here's the mistake that I don't think enough people know. I call it reverse engineering. I don't know what you call it, but we go there, we have them experiencing the life they want. They're living it. They're making the money. They've got all the bells and whistles they want. And then we bring it all the way back to the time that we're sitting together or having the discussion. The secret that I see being skipped over and over, what Haley calls the cart before the horse, is where do you need to start to be congruent with your needs now, with the circumstances that won't be there at the end, right? Because you're going to solve all your problems. You're going to overcome all your challenges today by being there.
100%.
But you need a strategy that can meet you where you are. And if you don't have an unlimited checkbook, if you don't have a PhD level understanding of technology, building everything that like Haley could build for you might not be the best strategy, and or it might be a bigger bite than you can actually
100%.
And that I'm seeing too many times. People are getting seduced into and Haley, you know me, I teach people to dream big and trust and take the leap. But if I hear where the copy's all the rage, and like, I'm working on my copy, I have my copywriting coach, you do teach the same thing. If I hear one more, or I see one more post with imagine your life here, there, everywhere, like that is like the only freaking thing that people have to do, I'm gonna flip a table, like, the Housewives of New Jersey, because dreaming it is a very important part, very important. You have to, but there's a bridge behind it, and I'm really excited that
we got to do the work.
Yeah, but I'm excited that you and I connected, because we do it from two different ends, but we understand that the journey's the same. We understand the journey's the same.
100%.
Yeah. So the intention is to let you guys know there is a way. I've taken people from like 0 to 100K in like less than 12 months. And my established people who come to me stressed out because they're like, the money's stressing them out because they're working too hard. We double and triple the revenue all the time, not once in a while, all the time. But the way they can do that, and the way I can look them in the eye and say, listen, this is going to happen. This isn't a dream. This is happening. Is we take the time to really understand their life now, where they want their life to be, recognize that, and they recognize there's a gap, and hustling and grinding and pouring money down a funnel is not going to fix that. We build that bridge, they can pretty much have anything they want. And if they want a funnel,
100%
to Haley to get a funnel. But they're doing that knowing, not hoping, knowing that if they invest X, they're getting Y.
100%.
It becomes a math. What I like about these tools, these scaling tools, is once you build them correctly and you have someone like Haley working with you, it's a math equation. How much money, if they're not lying to you, Once you know your formula and you have everything working, and you say, I want to make X amount of dollars a month, well, that takes X amount of leads going through the process, whatever the process is.
It's just math.
It is the math, but I'm a little bit like Taraji P. Henson. The math ain't mathin', kids. That's why we're having this conversation. Because the math, right? We're working hard, but the math ain't mathin'. And if you guys all know me, I struggled with math as a kid. Like, you know, my teachers are like rolling in their grave, but I'm good at math. I know I know where the
100%.
So
100%.
Yeah. So Haley, why don't we wrap it up with 3 things that they need to ask themselves before they jump in? Because my intention, and I know it's your intention, I want them to invest with confidence, because then they go the other way. They try to figure everything out on their own, and they know they can't. They need help, but they go, "We're figuring it out." Like, you know, you shouldn't be in the desert wandering for 40 years. You know, there's a time when you have to reach out and ask for help. But the intention of this, I know the intention of our chat was to give them the confidence that if they invest, they're getting their money back with 10 of their friends.
Right.
What would you, from your perspective, what would you advise them to do, since it's your audience?
You know, so I would say talk to me first, or talk to Kim first. I think a lot of times people are afraid to talk to me because they're afraid I'm going to turn on the sales pitch, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to do the other, or I'm not going to be helpful. Honestly, I'm here to be a resource. So, you know, I would say get over the fear of talking to me. Talk to me. You know, and then the second one is getting really clear about what it is that you want. And talk to experts, like real experts that actually have a track record, that know what they're doing, because it makes a huge difference. Surround yourselves. And this is one out of Kim's playbook, and it's one that I believe wholeheartedly in, and y'all are probably not going to believe me because I build all the tech stuff. Start with your network. Start building that personal network, because that network is everything.
Yeah. You can't outsource relationships.
No.
If you use social media like I do to make relationships, yes. Haley and I, full disclosure, we've never worked with each other. Like, I haven't had a need for her. She hasn't had a need for me. But we've built a relationship because we recognize each other as, hey, like birds of a feather. We liked each other. And we really related on a personal level. And we see each other as resources for our clients as they grow, because we know we can't be everything to everyone, but everyone trusts us to know who's good and who's not. So our relationship grew out of just like, hey, I like your stuff. I like your stuff. We built a friendship, and then realized we're a much needed resource for our communities. And that's how we ended up here. When you have enough of these relationships, I promise you, in good times, in bad times, in crazy times, in recessionary times, you're only a phone call away from whatever you need. And when you know how to collaborate, you literally can create money out of thin air. And that's why I'm passionate about being a business owner. That's why I'm passionate about entrepreneurialism, because entrepreneurs literally make money out of thin air every single day. And we have fun doing it. And if you're not having fun, we're inviting you to come talk to us. We don't pitch. We don't put a meter on our phone. But you guys know Haley. She's a Girl Scout next to me in my mouth, because I'm very direct, because I want you to get your Easter egg. I want you to have your happily ever after. And I naturally see gaps. And if I see you going the wrong way, I can't help myself. I take you like, you know, like a Catholic schoolgirl nun, but like, hey, get over here. This is where you got to go. Go that way. So if you have questions, if you're not sure, even if it's not us, we know who the cool kids are. We know who can actually do what they say they can do. So even if you ask us for a referral, it'll save you a lot of time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for doing this. I look forward to our next conversation. Let's keep doing it. Y'all stay awesome. And we'll see you soon. Thank you, Kim, for being here.